And the spotlight tonight is David Clark from Port Talbot, a teacher, and his specialist subject is Henry Ford. Tim Vick from Woodbridge, a retail assistant, and his subject is German wines. Malcolm Crockett from Abbotsbury, a chef, and his subject is the life and works of Frida Kahlo. And Stacey Mitchell from Bournemouth, an administrator, and her subject, the life and career of Jennifer Aniston. And welcome to Mastermind with me, John Humphreys. 4 more contenders will face the big test of nerve and memory tonight. 2 minutes of questions on their specialist subject and another 2 minutes on general knowledge await them. Tonight's winner, of course, will go through to the next round and a step closer, perhaps, to becoming the Mastermind champion. So, let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
David Clark.
Your occupation?
I'm a teacher.
And your chosen subject?
The life and career of Henry Ford.
Henry Ford in 2 minutes. At which local school in Dearborn did Henry Ford begin his formal education at the age of 7?
Pass.
Where in Detroit was the dirt oval track on which Ford beat Alexander Winton in a 10-mile car race in October 1901?
Grosse Pointe, Michigan.
Correct. Ford's wife, Clara, earned what nickname as a result of her unshakable faith in her husband and his future?
The Believer.
Yes. At which company was Ford promoted to chief engineer in 1893, enabling him to devote more time and money to his projects?
The Edison Illumination Company.
Yes. What was the name of the Chicago doctor who bought the first Model A Ford for $850 in July 1903?
Dr. E. Fennick.
Yes. Which company did Ford acquire in 1925, leading to the production of the Ford Trimotor aircraft shortly afterwards?
Pass.
Ford became a demonstrator and repairman for which company's portable steam engine shortly after returning to the family farm at the age of 19?
Westinghouse.
Yes. What was the name of the ocean liner that Ford chartered for the ill-conceived peace ship mission to Europe in late 1915?
Oscar II.
Yes. The bloody brawl in 1937 between security men and union activists at the Ford Rouge plant became known by what name?
The Battle of the Overpass.
Yes. What were first produced on Ford's groundbreaking moving assembly line when it was installed on the 3rd floor of the Highland Park factory in 1913?
Magnetos.
Yes. Which local newspaper was bought by Ford in November 1918 and became a vehicle for his anti-Semitic views?
The Dearborn Independent.
Correct. In January 1914, when Ford made his momentous announcement about the $5 day, what was the qualifying age for workers to be assured of receiving this amount?
25.
22. Which Hungarian-born draftsman and engineer played a major role in the design of the Model T?
Joseph Gallamb.
Correct. On the only occasion that Ford ran for political office, who narrowly beat him to win the Michigan seat in the American Senate?
Truman Newberry.
Correct. Which natural product did Ford tirelessly promote both as a vital foodstuff and for its use in industrial products, including plastics?
Soya.
Yes. What was the name of the former company stenographer to whom Ford was extremely generous, fueling rumours that her son John was his illegitimate child?
Evangeline Darlinger.
Correct. During 1905, I've started, so I shall finish. The Ford Motor Company relocated to a factory on which road in Detroit?
I'm sorry, could I have you repeat
Afraid
the
not,
question?
we're out of time. Take a guess.
Piquette.
Yes, correct. Piquette Avenue it is. You had 2 passes. The company that Ford acquired in 1925 was the Stout Metal Airplane Company, and Scotch Settlement School was his local school in Dearborn. Those 2 passes, David Clark, 14 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name?
Tim Vick.
Your occupation?
Retail assistant.
And your specialist subject?
German wines.
German wines in 2 minutes. Which town that's a district of Rüdesheim in the Rhine Valley is the home of the Hollenberg vineyard and is renowned for its red wines?
Assmannshausen.
Correct. The majority of the 12 hectares of Weingut Josef Biffard of Deidesheim is used to grow which grape?
Riesling.
Yes. Which grape is a cross between a Weissburgunder and a Müller-Thurgau?
Pass.
According to EU regulations, what's the maximum temperature in Celsius at which grapes can be picked for use in making ice wine?
0 degrees centigrade.
-8. What is the name of the principal Bereich or district in the Ahr region?
Walporzheim. Ahrtal.
Correct. Around which town near Darmstadt is there an isolated wine island that's part of the Bergstrasse wine region?
Heppenheim.
Umstadt. In Germany, the Pinot Noir grape is known by what name?
Spätburgunder.
Correct. What is Germany's easternmost and smallest wine-growing region, covering less than 500 hectares?
Sachsen.
Correct. In Germany, the specific gravity of the sugar content of grape juice, or must, is measured by what scale, which is equivalent to the Baumer scale?
Oechsle.
Yes. What name is given to the group of Rheingau estates that promote Riesling wines in the classic style?
Charter or Carter?
Yes. In most of Germany, a blend of red and white grapes is known as Rottling. By what name is it known in Württemberg?
Weißherbst.
Schillerwein. Which town representing the Nahe region holds an annual wine auction organised by the VDP, the Association of German Prädikat Wine Producers?
Could you say in which town? I didn't.
Which town representing the Nahe region holds an annual wine auction organised by the VDP, the Association of German Prädikat Wine Producers?
Bingen.
Bad Kreuznach. What name is given to the half-litre glass of wine that's often served in the Pfalz region?
Schoppen.
Yes, the wine region of Franken is best known for which white grape variety that originated in Austria and is prized for its early ripening?
Silvaner.
Yes, what German name is given to the bright red soil that's found in the vineyards that produce, I'll finish the question, the famous Rieslings of Nierstein and Nackenheim?
Roterde.
Rottliegendes. You had just the one pass. The grape that's a cross between a Weissburgunder and a Müller-Thurgau is Faber. Tim Vick, that one pass, you have 9 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Malcolm Crockett.
Your occupation?
I'm a chef.
And your chosen subject?
The life and works of Frida Kahlo.
The artist Frida Kahlo in 2 minutes. What was the name of the fellow artist to whom Frida Kahlo was married from 1929 to 39 and again from 1940 until her death?
Diego Rivera.
Yes, in 1939, which of her self-portraits became the first work by a 20th century Mexican artist to be bought by the Louvre?
The Frame.
Yes, the School of Painting and Sculpture, where Kahlo taught from 1943, became known by what name after the street where it was first located?
La Esmeralda.
Yes, what was the name of the student revolutionary group led by Kahlo's first serious love, Alejandro Gomez Arias?
The Cachuchas.
Yes, Kahlo's right leg was noticeably thinner than her left as a result of which disease that she caught at the age of 6?
Polio.
Yes, what's the title of the picture based on a newspaper murder report that she painted in 1935 to express her grief over Rivera's affair with her sister Christina?
Just a Few Nips.
A few small nips, yes. Kahlo spent 2 days in jail in 1940 on suspicion of being involved in the assassination of which political figure with whom she'd had an affair?
Leon Trotsky.
Yes, who's the subject of the picture that hangs over the bed in Kahlo's 1932 painting, My Birth?
Herself.
No, Virgin Mary. In her 1951 self-portrait, there's a further portrait of which orthopaedic surgeon beside Kahlo, seated in her wheelchair?
Juan Farrell.
Yes, what's the name of the house in Coyoacán in Mexico City, where she lived for many years and which was opened as a museum to her in 1958?
Casa Azul.
Yes, who commissioned Kahlo to paint an image of the socialite Dorothy Hale, who'd committed suicide but was so horrified by Kahlo's gruesome picture, she wanted to destroy it?
Claire Luce Booth.
Yes, in the painting Thinking About Death, what is shown in the middle of a landscape painted in an opening in Kahlo's forehead?
Skull and Crossbones.
Correct. Which American film actor bought 4 of her paintings while visiting Mexico in 1938, thereby providing Kahlo with her first major sale?
Edward G. Robinson.
Yes, what creature hangs from Kahlo's thorn necklace in her 1940 self-portrait, in which she has a monkey and a black cat on her shoulders and butterflies in her hair?
A hummingbird.
Correct. What was the name of the San Francisco doctor and close friend who treated Kahlo over many years and helped persuade her to remarry Rivera?
Dr. Leo Eloesa.
That is correct. You had no passes, Malcolm Crockett. 14 points. And our last contender, please. And your name is?
Stacey Mitchell.
Your occupation?
Administrator.
And your chosen subject?
The life and career of Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston in 2 minutes, starting now. To which country did Jennifer Aniston move at the age of 5 so that her father could take up medical training?
Greece.
Yes, in Picture Perfect, what does Kate find in the envelope left for her by Nick, along with the money that she'd given him earlier?
A watch.
And?
A Cinderella watch.
Correct. What is the title of the Friends episode in which Aniston's then-husband Brad Pitt guest stars as an old school friend who hated Rachel?
Pass.
What was the name of the actor who was Aniston's godfather? Her father appeared on his television show in 1974.
Telly Savalas.
Yes, in the breakup, the argument which leads to the demise of the relationship starts because of Gary's unwillingness to offer Brooke help with which domestic chore?
The washing up.
Yes, which major art gallery exhibited work by Aniston when she was only 11 years old?
The Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Correct. What favour does Lucinda Harris do for Charles Shine on their first meeting in Derailed?
Pass.
Against which jewellery company did Aniston and Pitt file a lawsuit claiming it had gone back on an agreement not to sell reproductions of their wedding rings?
Pass.
In The Good Girl, when Justine's friend Gwen falls sick and later dies of a bacterial infection, Justine believes she may have caught it from eating what?
Pass.
Aniston's wedding to Pitt took place on a cliff top in which town on the 29th of July 2000?
Malibu.
Correct. Which character tells Rachel about Ross's infidelity with Chloe in the Friends episode entitled The One the Morning After?
Randy the copy shop guy.
Gunter. In which cartoon series does Aniston provide the voice of Mrs. Stevens, the choir teacher, in an episode entitled Rainforest Schmainforest?
South Park.
Yes. Which of Aniston's ex-boyfriends plays Joshua Bergen, who's one of Rachel's romantic interests in Series 4 of Friends?
Tate Donovan.
Correct. In Bruce Almighty, a flock of birds spell out what two-word message in the sky to Grace?
Marry me.
Call him. In The Object of My Affection, which evening class do Nina and George attend together at the community centre?
Pass.
Polly tells Reuben that she bought Rodolfo the ferret in a flea market on which island in Along Came Polly?
Pass.
In Picture Perfect, Kate and her team work on an advertising campaign for which product?
Gordon's mustard.
Correct. In The Good Girl, Justine works on which counter at the retail rodeo and is promoted to supervisor when Gwen falls ill?
The deli counter.
Cosmetics. And we're out of time. You had 6 passes altogether. It was Sicily, where Polly bought Rodolfo the ferret. Ballroom dancing was the object of the class. Blackberries is where she thought she caught that bacterial infection. The jewellery company was Damiani, and the favour that Lucinda Harris did for Charles Shine was pay his rail fare. And the title of the Friends episode in which Brad Pitt guest starred was The One with the Rumour. 6 passes. Stacey Mitchell, you have 9 points. So that's the end of the first round, the specialist subjects. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 9 points and 6 passes, Stacey Mitchell. 3rd place with 9 points and 1 pass, Tim Vick. 2nd place with 14 points and 2 passes, David Clark. In the lead with 14 points and no passes, Malcolm Crockett. So on to round 2 now, the general knowledge round. And I mention the passes because if there's a tie at the end of the round, then the number of passes get taken into account. And the contender with the fewest of them is the winner. If there's still a tie on points, then there'll be a playoff. So let's get on with it. And let me invite Stacey Mitchell to join us again, if she would, please. And you're the one who obviously watches an awful lot of Friends on the telly,
Yes,
or
I'm
did
afraid
watch
so.
it. Do you watch them all?
I'm afraid so, yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
And what a successful programme it was.
Yeah, amazingly successful.
And what an expensive one it was to pay the
Indeed.
salaries of the people in it. How much did they earn?
It was about $1 million an episode for the last couple of seasons. So.
$1 million each
Yeah,
an episode.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
a good
suppose-
job if you can get it, I suppose,
It's
isn't it?
not bad, is it? Divide 22 minutes by 6 or something.
Don't
So it
ask
must
me.
work out about $100,000 a minute, mustn't it, really?
Something ridiculous, yeah.
Not bad. Right, you have 9 points. Let's see how you do with general knowledge in 2 minutes, starting now. What Afrikaans name meaning separateness was given to the policy of racial segregation practiced in South Africa from 1948 till the early 1990s?
Apartheid.
Yes, which writer created the Chicago-based detective V.I. Wachowski?
Sarah Paretsky.
Yes, which Trojan war leader was the son and heir of Priam, the last king of Troy?
Pass.
What name did Sir Arthur Bliss give to his 1922 symphony, its 4 movements being interpretations of purple, red, blue and green?
Pass.
Which prominent French politician spent a summer in America in 1953 where he fell in love with a girl named Florence Hurley, who called him Honey Child?
Chirac.
Yes. Which bone, also known as the tailbone, gets its name from the Greek for cuckoo because its shape is said to resemble the cuckoo's bill?
Coccyx.
Yes. Whose television sketch show features the teenager Lauren, the foul-mouthed Nan and Bernie, an incompetent Irish nurse?
Catherine Tate.
Correct. Which poet is buried at St Giles Church, Stoke Poges, the same church where he's believed to have composed his elegy written in a country churchyard?
Eliot.
Thomas Gray. The aspen or trembling poplar belongs to which family of shrubs and trees?
Pass.
In a well-known Anglo-Saxon poem, who kills the monster Grendel?
Pass.
The population of which Pacific island is descended from the mutineers on HMS Bounty and their Tahitian wives?
Sorry, could you repeat the
The
question?
population of which Pacific island is descended from the mutineers on HMS Bounty and their Tahitian wives?
Pass.
What name did the golf writer Herb Warren Wind give to the 11th, 12th and 13th holes at Augusta because golfers are apt to offer a prayer before or after completing them?
Pass.
Which country formed the Triple Alliance with Germany and Austria-Hungary in 1882, which lasted until the First World War?
Russia.
Italy. Which controversial filmmaker directed the films Fahrenheit 9/11 and Bowling for Columbine?
Michael Moore.
Yes. What name was given to the Roman hearth goddess, the counterpart of the Greek Hestia, who was worshipped in every house and also in a temple in the Forum?
Pass.
I can tell you her name was Vesta, and your other passes, those holes where they offered a prayer, were known as Amen Corner or Amen Corner. Pitcairn Islands, HMS Bounty and all that. Beowulf was the Saxon poem. The aspen belongs to the willow family. Colour was the name of that Arthur Bliss symphony. And the Trojan War leader was Hector. 7 passes, Stacey Mitchell, total of 15 points. And now, Tim Vick, please. And you are, I take it, an enthusiast for German wines. You answered the questions as though you were.
I certainly am, yes.
Now, why
Started
is that?
young.
Because doesn't everybody in this country think German wines are a load of old rubbish?
The image of German wines in this country bears no resemblance to the quality of wines available and the great variety of wines available.
So why do we have this image of them? Does it go back to the days when we all drank Liebfrauen, Blue Nun and that sort of stuff?
There was far less choice in the 70s when those brands were foisted on us, and they captured a large part of a market which perhaps was growing slightly, and the national taste seemed to be more for semi-sweet wines. That's right. It's far more sophisticated now. Before the Second World War, I seem to remember reading that some of the best German wines from the Rheingau and so on were fetching higher prices than the first growth clarets.
Really?
You can't compare clarets with German whites, although there are now tremendous German reds which are winning international prizes.
Really? So look out for the German red, eh?
Do that.
Right, you have 9 points with your knowledge of wines, German wines. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. Here we go. Cliff Morgan was one of the original captains on A Question of Sport. Which former boxing champion was the other?
Henry Cooper?
Yes, the ptarmigan is a member of which bird family that's native to the mountains of Scotland?
Grouse.
Yes, who was Britain's second Labour Prime Minister?
Clement Attlee.
Yes, which former Beatle invested a large amount of money in the production company Handmade Films, which made The Missionary and A Private Function?
George Harrison.
Yes, which Victorian writer used the pen names Michelangelo Titmarsh and George Savage Fitzboodle early in his career?
Sounds a bit like Dickens.
Thackeray. In medicine, what's extracted from the body in the process known as phlebotomy?
Could you repeat the question,
In
please?
medicine, what is extracted from the body in the process known as phlebotomy?
Blood.
Yes, which French composer's best-known work, Requiem, was begun in 1887 but did not achieve general popularity until much later?
Fauré.
Yes, which American statesman and scientist who lived from 1706 to 1790 appears on the $100 bill?
Benjamin Franklin.
Yes, what name is given to the fruit of oak, chestnut and other forest trees, especially when used as food for pigs and other animals?
Mast.
Yes, which decisive battle of the Second World War took place between 23rd of October and the 4th of November 1942?
Pass.
Which England Test cricketer was born in Pietermaritzburg in South Africa in June 1980?
Kevin Peterson.
Yes, who was the first Roman emperor to publicly embrace the Christian religion?
Augustus.
Constantine. In which English city is the Pulteney Bridge, which, like the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, is lined with shops?
Bath.
Yes, the 9th labour of Hercules involved the capture of the girdle of which Amazon queen?
Not Circe.
No, Hippolyta. Who wrote the novel Our Man in Havana, which was made into a film in 1959?
Graham Greene.
Yes, which alternative name for the spiny anteater comes from the Greek for viper?
Echidna?
Yes, the first 5 books of the Old Testament are traditionally ascribed to which author?
Moses.
Moses is correct. You had just one pass. That decisive battle was the Battle of El Alamein. You have, Tim Vick, 22 points. And now David Clark, please. Henry Ford, who's been around or was around for a very long time. But the interesting thing is that cars, if you assume that we've had cars now, or mass production cars for 100 years, they haven't actually changed all that much.
Yeah, I suppose you're still talking 4 wheels and a steering wheel, but...
And an internal combustion engine.
And an internal combustion engine. I think the big changes, I mean, Henry Ford, I mean, he was basically a farm mechanic. And his idea was the car was a machine which you should be able to, if it breaks down, with a decent toolkit, you should be able to get out, fix it up, get back on the road again.
And Henry Ford also had an obsession with soybeans.
Very much so, yeah. He got his engineers to create a kind of plastic out of soybean curd. And at the first great commercial conference, they rolled out a Ford, and the boot of it, the trunk as they called it, was made out of this soybean plastic.
Good Lord.
Henry Ford gets up to give this demonstration. His aides hand him an axe, and he's supposed to hit it with the blunt end of the axe. Hits it with the sharp end, it falls to pieces, end of the soybean project.
Right, well, you've got 14 points. The score to beat at the moment is 22 points. Let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. Here we go. With which band did Roger Waters reunite for the Live 8 concert in Hyde Park in July 2005, playing with them for the first time in 24 years?
Pink Floyd.
Correct. What's the common name for the eye conditioner hypermetropia?
Short-sightedness.
Long-sightedness. Which sea lies between the Italian and Balkan peninsulas and is an arm of the Mediterranean?
Adriatic.
Yes. The Archaeopteryx is generally recognised as the oldest known fossil example of which type of animal?
Bird.
Yes. Originating from the Greek for 50, what is the alternative name for the Christian festival of Whitsun that celebrates the gift of the Holy Spirit?
Pentecost.
Yes. Which British boxer took the world middleweight title from Sugar Ray Robinson in July 51, but lost it to him in the rematch just 64 days later?
Randolph Turpin.
Correct. Which device that revolutionised the electronics industry was patented in 1948 by 3 American physicists working at the Bell Telephone Laboratories?
Transistor.
Yes. In classical mythology, what was the name of the staff carried by Hermes as a symbol of peace?
The Caduceus.
Yes. Which author who died in April 93 created the character Simon Templar, better known as the Saint?
Leslie Charteris.
Correct. Anne Neville, the youngest daughter of the Earl of Warwick, was the wife of which English king?
Richard III.
Correct. Who composed the 1813 orchestral work known in English as the Battle Symphony or Wellington's Victory?
Tchaikovsky.
Beethoven. Which county was made up of parts of Durham and North Yorkshire before being abolished in 1996?
Northumberland.
Cleveland. Which word meaning to shut out from all social or commercial contact comes from the name of an Irish land agent who was so treated in 1880?
Boycott.
Yes. In the television series Bread, what was the surname of the brothers Joey, Adrian, Jack and Billy?
Boswell.
Yes. Which well-known species of monkey takes its name from the long pendulous nose of the males?
Proboscis.
Yes. In July 2002, Theresa May made history by becoming the first woman to be appointed to which post?
Chairman of the Conservative Party.
Correct. Many Scottish rugby union clubs have FP after their name. What do those letters stand for?
Former pupils.
Correct. The Tsavo National Park, established in 1948, is the largest in which country?
Hungary.
Kenya. Which planet takes longer to complete one rotation on its own axis relative to the stars than it does to orbit the sun?
Mercury.
Venus. No passes. David Clark, you have 28 points.
Yeah.
And finally, Malcolm Crockett, please. And your subject was Frida Kahlo, who was an extraordinary painter. Her paintings were, well, some of them were quite remarkably good, but some of them were so bizarre, they were actually rather horrible to look at. Is that a fair assessment?
A very fair assessment. One of the London art critics remarked that her painting should be shown in a gallery that was lined with asbestos. Such was the impact that they had on people.
She'd been involved in a terrible crash, a bus crash, and lay on her back for a very long time in bed. And that perhaps had played a very large part in the sort of work she did, because most of her paintings were self-portraits of one sort or another.
That's right. I mean, she had a mirror rigged up above her, and she had a setup where she could have her paints and easels. And she often said that she painted the subject that she knew best. And, you know, that was the image that was projected to her from above her head.
Right, you have 14 points with your knowledge of Frida Kahlo. 28 is the score to beat. Let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. Which best-selling book by Stephen Hawking was first published in 1988 and has the subtitle From the Big Bang to Black Holes?
Pass.
In Greek mythology, who was the mother of Oedipus and later unwittingly became his wife?
Jocasta.
Yes, the television comedy Dad's Army was set in which fictional seaside town, supposedly based on Bexhill in East Sussex?
Warmington-on-Sea.
Yes, which type of dog originating from Apolda in Germany is named after the tax collector who first bred it?
Rottweiler.
Doberman. What was the name of Henry VIII's flagship, which was sunk in 1545 and raised to the surface in 1982?
The Mary Rose.
Yes, the name of which whirlpool off the Lofoten Islands in Norway has come to mean any overpowering influence for destruction?
Maelstrom.
Yes, which sport's first international match was held, surprisingly, between teams from Canada and the United States in 1844?
Pass.
Who subtitled his Fifth Symphony A Soviet Artist's Reply to Just Criticism?
Tchaikovsky.
Shostakovich. The wood of which tree native to Scotland is known as red or yellow deal?
Scots pine.
Correct. Which post did Winston Churchill hold from October 1911 to May 1915 when he was demoted from the cabinet after the failure of the Dardanelles campaign?
War Minister.
First Lord of the Admiralty. Who won a Best Actor Oscar for the role of Colonel Nicholson in the 1957 film The Bridge on the River Kwai?
Alec Guinness.
Correct. Which London-born schoolmaster and lexicographer first published his Dictionary of Phrase and Fable in 1870?
Pass.
Hosted by Steve Race, which long-running radio music quiz was a contest between two teams, Dennis Norden and Ian Wallace versus Frank Muir and latterly John Amos?
Pass.
On which golf course near Sutton Coldfield in the West Midlands has the Ryder Cup been played 4 times, most recently in 2002?
The Belfry.
Yes, prior to Bill Clinton, who was the last Democratic president to have completed at least 2 full terms of office?
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Yes, which Gilbert and Sullivan opera, I'll finish the question, is about the search for the rightful heir to the kingdom of Barataria?
Pass.
Well, I can tell you because your time is up. It's The Gondoliers, and your other passes. My Music was that radio programme I was after. Brewer wrote the Dictionary of Phrase and Fable. Cricket was that sport. A Brief History of Time was the Stephen Hawking book. 5 passes. Malcolm Crockett, 22 points. So that's it. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 15 points, Stacey Mitchell. 3rd place with 22 points and 5 passes, Malcolm Crockett. 2nd place, 22 points and 2 passes, Tim Vick. In 1st place with 28 points, David Clark. Which means, of course, that David Clark goes through to the next round. Congratulations to him. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Coming up tonight on BBC Two, stolen guns and family feuds spice up the drama of Peaky Blinders at 9. Next this afternoon, it's sailing. All the action from an extraordinary final race in the America's Cup.